Hi, I'm Liz with the Branded Content Project. Today we're going to be doing a sales call role play. So I will be playing the part of the marketing director of Clayton Heating and Cooling. Jared, could you say hi?
Hey guys, I'm Jared. I'm with Distributed Media Lab and with the Branded Content Project. I'll be playing the part of the account executive.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Liz, thanks so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I was really excited to get your email. So I'm happy to learn more about Home Sweet Home.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate it. And like you mentioned, and as I mentioned in my email, we're really excited. We're rolling out a number of these branded content collections here in the spring. Home Sweet Home seemed like a really logical fit for you, but I wanted to give you some background on the overall programs and then talk a little bit about this specific program. Just as some background, this is a whopping 10-slide deck. And two of the slides are this cover slide and my thank you slide. So this is going to move pretty quickly. Definitely want it to be interactive. If you have questions or if you want to dig into something a little bit more, please jump in and do so. Also, I'm going to stay in this kind of not full present mode because I do want to do a live demo for you and open up this other tab as we go through the presentation. But yeah, looking forward to walking you through this. As I mentioned, we're launching a number of these programs. They're all going to be launching here in April, so just a few weeks from now. And looking for an exclusive sponsor to come on and, think Clayton Heating Air could be a really great fit. So excited to talk today.
Okay, great.
Just some background on kind of the strategy and the thinking around these programs. We've been looking at what other local media outlets like Mahoney Matters have been doing across the country for the last couple of years with sponsored content and branded content. And we've been seeing a really great opportunity to build connection between brands, local brands, and our local audience. And that's really what we're rolling out with the Mahoney Matters Brand Studio. We have a commitment to developing premium branded content solutions. It's going to build deep connections between brands and the target audience. We really think, brands and sponsors like yourself have an ability to kind of harness the power of our engaged audiences to help tell your story while also kind of leveraging the authority that we have in the marketplace to create awareness and engagement with your target audience. So excited to talk to you today about these programs. I have a couple just other background slides before digging too far into it. And this is actually more of maybe turning around and just asking you some questions. So real quick, I guess, what are you doing with content marketing and kind of what's your focus on content marketing here in 2021?
Well, I've been hearing a lot more about branded content and sponsored content, and we have a blog, but we would like to beef it up a little bit. It's hard to keep up with quality content all the time. And we do also like to do posts on Facebook and social media, but it's definitely an area that we'd like to improve on.
Yeah. And just so you know, you're not alone in that. I know it can be really hard internally. You need different tools and different team members and lots of approvals and staying up to date with blogs is a challenge a lot of marketers and business owners have. I will say, that is actually one of the areas that we work with businesses on is helping develop and produce their blogs. And it's actually a really cool way to integrate your blog into a sponsored sponsored content program like this. So I'll circle back to that. And then, I hear your radio spots and I see the trucks all over town, but are you doing anything with community events or local sponsorships?
Well, yeah, advertising in general is very important to us. And we also like to sponsor local events. And we've always been one of the main sponsors of the 4th of July fireworks display.
Oh, yeah.
So we've sponsored that for several years until last year, of course, when it was canceled due to COVID-19. But we're hoping that we'll be able to continue that sponsorship moving ahead.
Yeah. Man, my kids love the fireworks, and I do remember seeing your trucks there as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's back to normal by then. So okay, well, thanks for sharing that. That's just helpful as we walk through this program. One of the things that's really unique about sponsored content programs and in this specific sponsorship is that we kind of look at it like a community sponsorship. It's very similar to someone who might have a kiosk at the farmer's market or someone who's sponsoring the fireworks. We know our community comes to our site for local news and for content to inform their lives. And we have the ability to create these unique sponsorship experiences where we can put your brand in front of our readers in unique ways that actually deliver value. So excited to walk you through how that works today. Obviously I reached out to you about Home Sweet Home. I think this is a really good fit. I did want to let you know our brand studio is actually launching 10 of these collections here in the spring. Each of them is really designed to provide unique informative information that aligns with what our readers would expect. It's coming from our content marketing team, but it's all designed to engage specific readers who want to learn more about women's wellness or about finances FYI. All the programs are designed to be kind of exclusive sponsorships. So one of my team members I know is talking to the big regional hospital system about a sponsorship for women's wellness. Sunshine Credit Union has actually already come on board to be the exclusive sponsor for Finances FYI. And then the guys over at Element Solar are actually sponsoring Go Green. And I know we're having a lot of conversations around the other programs. We are talking to some other, HVAC and home services companies, but I really appreciate you taking the time today. And I think Home Sweet Home could be a great fit for Clayton Heating there.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's dig into the details. I'm not going to read you all this copy at the top. You're the expert when it comes to home services. But I did want to introduce you just to kind of the concept of how this collection and the sponsorship will work. We call this kind of 4-card experience here, or format, a collection. It's 3 cards of the latest topical content that will be of interest to homeowners. And then there's a unique integrated sponsorship experience. In this case, we've mocked it up for Clayton Heating and Air, where you get this kind of presented by branding, and then some unique sponsor experiences here in the 4th card. I'm going to walk you through more detail of how that works and actually show you a live demo of that in a second. Any questions on that?
No, it looks good. I like the headline so far too.
Yeah. I will tell you, and the next slide, I'm going to talk a little bit about our content strategy. But we are, we're trying to create the most topical, seasonally relevant, engaging content for homeowners. Frankly, oftentimes this looks a lot like maybe what your blog strategy would be. I know I mentioned that we could help you with that. One of the really cool things about these programs is that, if you were keeping your blog up to date, or if we were to work with you on that, we actually can integrate your blog right into this experience. So it'd be, 3 cards of content from the Home Sweet Home content calendar, and then the Clayton, Heating and Air blog or content. And there's some real benefit in terms of even like site traffic and your ability to recognize that in analytics. But we'd love to actually feature your blog here with homeowners in the community who are reading Home Sweet Home.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. I'd love to hear more about that.
All right, cool. So to give you a little bit of background on the content strategy, our goal is to continuously provide topical, unique, engaging content. We also know that people are going to engage with different types of content. So all of those 10 series and collections that I showed you earlier, all of them are designed to have 4 content pillars to provide kind of different flavors and different unique content. For Home Sweet Home, we have when to call, DIY tips and hacks, did you know, and seasonal decor. And we know that you're going to engage, and we're going to engage with our readers at different moments. Maybe you had that conversation with your spouse, this weekend. It was like, hey, if we don't get that thing taken care of this week, it's going to be an issue. Or maybe you're just looking to like freshen up or declutter your home for spring, and you want some tips and ideas. Or maybe there's some issue that's been going on for a while, and you just don't even know like who to call or how to resolve it. We're trying to give people unique information that informs their homeowner experience, while also building a relationship with our sponsor. In this case, hopefully it would be Clayton Heating and Air. The other element I'd say here too, this is the same way we work with you on developing out your blog strategy and then integrating into this content. So there really is a cool opportunity to help you with your blog and also integrate it into the Home Sweet Home series. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, actually. And we take a similar approach with our blog. We want to make sure we have, several topics.
Yeah.
Keeping it interesting. And we really want to be able to inform and educate the public.
Yep, absolutely. One of the things we've done, with some other partners in the past is even also just understanding where you have specials or where you have a lot of house calls around, a specific thing, right? It's about to be cold again. What do you do to protect your home from freezing pipes? Or if you have a frozen pipe, what do you do to resolve it? So we really do want to be seasonal and topical. And that's another element of just kind of the overall content strategy. We want someone who, sees the Home Sweet Home collection and clicks into an article. They're basically waving their hands and saying, yep, I'm a homeowner in this area. This content is important to me. And also, by the way, I'm the target audience for our sponsor. So that's kind of our goal for these programs. All right, I mentioned I was going to do a live demo. Just to kind of recap what we're going to see, I'm going to walk you through the sponsorship elements on both the collection experience as well as in this unique viewer experience. So I'm going to click over to this tab. So here we are live on our site today. Obviously, your ads aren't live. We just created kind of this live demo. But we do have the Home Sweet Home collection already live on our site. It's on our homepage. And I just wanted to give you kind of the reader experience. So someone's going to come onto our homepage. They're going to maybe check out some latest news, and they scroll down here, and then they see the Home Sweet Home collection. I will tell you, and this is just kind of the reality of what people rely on us for. The collection is actually right above our latest tributes. This is one of the highest traffic. Rehoboth is one of the highest traffic areas of our site. So we've actually seen really, really great reader engagement. We're seeing readers click through at over a 1% into this collection experience. And then once the sponsorship launches in April, we're actually going to embed the Home Sweet Home collection on article pages and more spots on our site to give even more awareness to our readers, as well as awareness for the sponsor. So, again, people come to our site to get unique informative content. They're going to see the presented by Clayton Air. In this fourth card, this can be either a native display ad, meaning it would click through to a landing page that you gave us the URL for, or like I mentioned, we actually could integrate in your blog and include that in the collection. When they click into it, it launches this viewer experience. One of the things that's really unique about the viewer experience is that I'm not sending our reader off our site to somewhere else. What we found is that when someone clicks on something on our site and blasts them off to like some other place on the web, they typically don't like that. They came to us for a reason. They wanted to get some information. They wanted to know what's going on in their community. And when they blast out, a lot of times they just click out, and it's not a good reader experience, and it's not a good sponsor experience. In this case, it opens up this viewer. They can navigate through up to 20 articles here on the right rail of the latest topical Home Sweet Home content. And there's all these integrated sponsor elements. But when they close the viewer, they're still on Mahoney Matters on our homepage. So it's a really, really cool, slick reader experience. We're seeing that the readers are really engaging with the viewer, and it's also providing a lot of value to our sponsor. So in this situation, let me just kind of give you the rundown. Obviously, you've seen it, but there's the 100% in view presented by branding. There's the opportunity in the fourth card, again, for a native display ad, which would click to a landing page, or for us to just integrate in your blog. One of the really cool things that we integrate in your blog is that there's some technical things we'd have to set up. We have to actually amp the article page. And we can work with you on what that means. But if we integrate the blog into the viewer here, they'll actually be visiting your blog page, and you'll be seeing that traffic in your analytics. So there's a really cool way to see the engagement with our readers. Companion 300 by 250 in the right rail. And then we actually integrate two 300 by 250s into every single article. So you have a full article roadblock, you have the viewer takeover. It's really, truly a unique Clayton exclusive sponsorship on all of this content for the full program.
I like seeing Clayton everywhere.
Yeah, and one thing about the ad message, I found this on the web. We just grabbed some older messaging. Let's say that you guys are promoting, the event or the barbecue you're going to have at the 4th of July parade. Hopefully it happens this year. And you want to have some ad messaging around what you're doing in the community. And then you also want to have some ad messages that are promoting your latest, $50 off this service. So we can work with you to update and have various messaging and the different elements here. We really want the readers not to just think Clayton has like some ads around this. We want the readers to know that Clayton is delivering value and is supporting this program and build that association with Clayton throughout the program.
That's great. I like that flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this, but we can come back to it. And as I mentioned, I just have a couple more slides. This is a recap of what we just talked about, so I'll breeze through this. But again, in that viewer, you get the 100% in view presented by branding and badging, the native display ad or the sponsored article. Again, the sponsored article is our recommendation. And then all of the companion banner ads integrated into the article and then the right rail. And then this is my last slide. We move pretty quickly here. I know you're going to jump right to the investment. That's pretty straightforward and transparent, but I'll walk through the details of that. Before getting to the investment from my side, I just wanted to kind of give an overview of the overall program. As I mentioned in my email, and as I mentioned at the top of the call, all of these sponsorships are designed to be annual programs. The sponsorships are all launching on April 1st, and they're designed to be exclusive to one sponsor. It really is kind of first come, first serve. So whoever comes on board, and I mentioned that we already had, the Go Green sponsored and the Finance FYI. We'd love for Clayton to be our sponsor. I know we have a couple of other conversations with some other, home service providers in the market, but I think this is a really great fit, especially with what you shared with me today. One element on the annual sponsorship, I understand that, marketing leaders like yourself and business owners are not really into signing 12-month annual contracts right now. So the actual contract is a 3-month contract with a 30-day out at any point after that. I will tell you that, for my organization, we are looking for someone who wants to partner with us for the full program and kind of commits to that full year, but contractually, we do just ask for the 3-month minimum commitment. And then if something happened in the business or the community, it's a 30-day out after that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. Another element of coming on board as the annual sponsor is that you'd obviously have first right of refusal for 2022. So just another element of that. The way the program and the value works is that we're going to deliver a minimum of 250,000 collection impressions. A collection impression is either here, with a presented by and then the native display or the sponsored article, or actually in the viewer would be a second collection impression. So if someone comes in here and they see the presented by and all these ad amounts, these count as one. So this isn't going to be 3 or 4 or 5. This is one ad impression, and then this would be another one. So we're going to give a minimum of 250,000 collection impressions, which are going to be 100% viewable and engaging to our readers. All of the sponsorship elements reviewed today, the logo exclusivity, the native display or the sponsored articles, and really that full integrated Clayton experience. The way we price it is that the 250,000 impressions is at a $15 CPM. I'll just tell you, like, from seeing what else is out there in the market, this is a pretty competitive rate. We see some people charging $20 and $25 for programs like this. But as we're just launching here in this market, we're launching with a pretty good rate at $15 CPM. The other thing I'd call out is that if you wanted to have even a bigger splash and more awareness, we could increase to 500,000 or even 1 million impressions, and we just priced it at $15 CPM.
Well, it certainly aligns with what I'm thinking our strategy should be with content marketing, and I would like to bring this to the owners and see what they think.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And if you want me to participate or join as a next step here, I'll send you this presentation. All of the graphics and the mockups actually have links in them so that you can click right through and do that same live demo. But if I could help and maybe run through with your ownership team the presentation again, or if there's any questions I could answer, I'd love to do that. As I did mention, we're fast approaching April 1st. We are looking for one exclusive sponsor. Would love for it to be Clayton. When do you think would be a good time to follow up with you?
Well, I'd love to talk to them this afternoon. So I think you could contact me tomorrow or the day after, and then we can maybe set up another meeting or go from there.
All right, that's awesome. Well, I will send you this presentation as soon as we're off the call. If there's any additional questions, you think of something else you want to ask me, let me know. Also, I'd love to talk to you about actually helping you develop out your blog strategy and provide that. So we can follow up with that on the next call. I'll ping you tomorrow to see where you guys are at, and hopefully you guys can move forward.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me and doing the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really great to spend time today, Liz, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, Jared.
All right, thank you.